My beloved child, there is a beautiful reason you found this moment today. Sometimes life places a message before you at exactly the right time, not because of coincidence, but because your heart is finally ready to hear it. If this title caught your attention, perhaps you have been wondering why someone special has been on your mind, why certain memories keep returning, or why hope refuses to disappear even after difficult days. Stay with this message, because every moment builds towards something meaningful, and the final thought may help you see your journey from an entirely new perspective. There are seasons when smiles appear for reasons that cannot yet be explained. Somewhere, someone may be remembering a conversation, reflecting on a shared memory, or quietly appreciating the impact another person had on their life. Genuine happiness often begins long before it is ever spoken aloud. It grows in silence, becomes stronger through gratitude, and eventually finds the courage to reveal itself. That is why today is not about chasing answers. It is about recognizing that good things often begin behind the scenes before they become visible. Imagine someone looking back on every moment that shaped their heart. Instead of focusing on regret, they begin noticing the kindness they received, the lessons they learned, and the people who inspired them to become better. A sincere smile is born from that realization. It is not created by chance. It grows from appreciation, hope, and the belief that brighter days are still ahead. If you have been waiting for encouragement, let this remind you that positive change often starts quietly before it transforms everything. The most surprising news is not always loud. Sometimes it arrives as a peaceful realization that life is moving in the right direction. Sometimes it is the understanding that patience was preparing something greater than immediate answers. Every chapter has its own timing, and every meaningful connection grows through honesty, respect, and genuine care. The strongest relationships are built step by step, never rushed, never forced, but strengthened by trust and understanding. As you continue listening, keep your heart open. The next part explores why unexpected joy often appears when people least expect it and how small moments can become the beginning of something unforgettable. There is still more to discover, and the journey has only just begun. A quiet shift has already begun, even if no one around you can see it yet. The happiest moments rarely announce themselves before they arrive. They begin with a single thought, a single memory, and a single smile that grows brighter with every passing day. That is exactly why this part matters. Every sentence is connected to the next, and by the time this chapter reaches its conclusion, the picture will become clearer than it has ever been before. Keep listening carefully, because every detail has a purpose. There is a beautiful reason your soulmate cannot stop smiling. It is not because of a coincidence or an ordinary moment. It is because they have finally started to recognize something they had overlooked for a long time. They are remembering the kindness you showed, the patience you carried, and the positive influence you had without ever asking for recognition. Those memories have become brighter than ever before, and they continue returning when they least expect them. Sometimes the greatest realization does not arrive all at once. It arrives piece by piece until the heart can no longer ignore what it has discovered. The wonderful news is not built on fantasy. It is built on growth. Your soulmate has begun seeing the future with greater hope than before. Instead of focusing on uncertainty, they are appreciating the possibility of meaningful conversations, genuine understanding, and a stronger connection founded on honesty and respect. That quiet confidence has become the reason behind their smile. What once felt distant now feels possible, and what once felt confusing has become surprisingly clear. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the answers you were searching for had been forming quietly all along. That is the kind of transformation taking place. Every experience, every lesson, and every unexpected turn has been shaping a brighter chapter. Sometimes the biggest surprise is discovering that happiness was growing long before anyone noticed it. The strongest stories are not written in a single day. They are created through countless small moments that slowly become unforgettable. As this journey continues, remember that genuine connections are strengthened through trust, patience, and sincerity. Every meaningful relationship grows one step at a time. Every shared smile becomes another reason to believe that brighter days are ahead. The next chapter will reveal another piece of this unfolding story and show why the smallest signs often lead to the biggest discoveries. The journey is far from over, and what comes next may help everything make even more sense. Just when it seems that every important moment has already passed, life quietly begins preparing a chapter that no one could have predicted. That is where this story continues. Every moment you have experienced, every lesson you have learned, and every memory you believed had faded has been leading toward a beautiful realization. The smile on your soulmate's face has become brighter because they are no longer looking at the past through uncertainty. They are looking at it through gratitude, hope, and a renewed understanding of what truly matters. There was a time when small details went unnoticed. A thoughtful conversation, a simple act of kindness, a moment of encouragement, these seemed ordinary at the time. But now those same moments have become unforgettable. Your soulmate has started connecting those memories like pieces of a puzzle, and with every piece that falls into place, their appreciation grows stronger. What once appeared to be a collection of random moments now tells a meaningful story, and that story keeps bringing a genuine smile to their face. The surprising part is not that they remember you. The surprising part is how deeply those memories continue to inspire them. They have begun noticing qualities that are impossible to measure with words alone: your patience during difficult moments, your ability to encourage others, and the quiet strength you carried without expecting recognition. Sometimes people only understand the true value of someone after taking time to reflect. Reflection often reveals treasures that were hidden in plain sight all along. Imagine standing at the edge of a new beginning while realizing that everything behind you had been preparing you for this exact moment. That feeling is powerful because it replaces doubt with confidence. Your soulmate is beginning to see possibilities instead of obstacles. They are learning that meaningful connections are not built on perfect timing but on honesty, mutual respect, and the willingness to keep growing. That realization has become the reason behind their joyful outlook. There is another beautiful truth unfolding. Genuine happiness has a remarkable way of spreading beyond one person. When someone begins to see life with greater hope, that hope influences every conversation, every decision, and every dream they carry forward. A single positive realization can transform an entire outlook. That is why this chapter feels different. It is not about one exciting moment. It is about a lasting change that continues becoming stronger with each passing day. As this journey moves forward, remember that the most meaningful stories are written through patience and sincerity. The brightest chapters are often the ones that begin quietly before revealing their full beauty. What comes next will continue building on everything you have discovered so far, bringing even more clarity, encouragement, and hope as this story unfolds. A remarkable moment is closer than it appears, and the reason becomes clearer with every step of this journey. Some stories are unforgettable not because they happen quickly, but because every chapter reveals another meaningful layer. The smile on your soulmate's face has continued to grow because they have reached a place of quiet certainty. They are no longer wondering whether genuine kindness matters. They have already discovered that it does. Every memory has become brighter, every lesson more valuable, and every hopeful thought has begun pointing toward a future filled with greater understanding. What changed was not the world around them. What changed was the way they began seeing everything that had always been there. They remembered conversations that once seemed ordinary, but now carried extraordinary meaning. They remembered moments of encouragement that inspired them during difficult days. They remembered patience, honesty, and compassion, realizing that these qualities leave the deepest impression long after words have faded. That realization became the beginning of a beautiful transformation. The wonderful news is simple yet powerful. Your soulmate has learned that the happiest connections are built on trust, respect, and authentic care rather than perfect circumstances. This understanding has given them a renewed sense of peace. Instead of searching for impossible perfection, they have started appreciating sincerity, and that appreciation continues to grow stronger with every passing day. Their smile is not based on a single event. It reflects the confidence that meaningful relationships are created through consistency and genuine understanding. Sometimes the greatest surprise is discovering that the answers you hoped to find were quietly developing while life was teaching valuable lessons. Every challenge strengthened wisdom. Every delay created patience. Every unexpected turn revealed a new perspective. Looking back, it becomes easier to see that every experience contributed to something worthwhile. The pieces fit together naturally, creating a picture that once seemed impossible to imagine. As this journey approaches its final chapter, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Think about the people who encouraged you, the moments that helped you grow, and the quiet victories that shaped your character. Those moments matter more than they often receive credit for. They become the foundation for brighter days and stronger relationships. If this story has encouraged you or reminded you of the value of hope, consider sharing it with someone who might appreciate the message as well. Your support helps these uplifting stories reach more people who may need a little encouragement today. The next chapter will bring this journey together, showing how every lesson, every memory, and every hopeful step creates a meaningful ending that celebrates growth, gratitude, and the quiet joy of discovering what truly matters. The final chapter begins with a quiet truth that changes everything. Sometimes the most meaningful news does not arrive with loud announcements or dramatic moments. It appears gently, yet its impact lasts far longer than anyone expects. As every piece of this journey comes together, one message stands above the rest: genuine happiness grows where appreciation, patience, and sincerity meet. That is the reason your soulmate cannot stop smiling. They have discovered something far more valuable than a fleeting emotion. They have discovered clarity. Looking back, every moment now makes sense. The conversations that seemed ordinary, the memories that quietly remained, the lessons that were difficult to understand at the time. All of them have become part of a much bigger picture. What once felt like separate moments now form a complete story. Every experience has shaped a stronger understanding of what truly matters. Sometimes the greatest surprise is realizing that the best chapters were being written while no one noticed. Your soulmate has come to appreciate qualities that never fade with time. Kindness leaves a lasting impression. Honesty builds trust. Patience creates strength. Respect brings peace. These are the foundations of every meaningful connection, and once they are recognized, they become impossible to forget. That recognition has filled their heart with gratitude, and gratitude naturally becomes joy. A sincere smile is often the visible sign of an invisible realization. There is another beautiful lesson hidden within this story. Every person grows at a different pace, and every meaningful connection develops through shared experiences rather than perfect timing. The happiest future is not created by rushing ahead. It is built through small choices made with care, understanding, and compassion. Every encouraging word matters. Every thoughtful action matters. Every moment of genuine respect matters more than it first appears. If this journey has reminded you of the importance of hope, let it also remind you of the value of becoming the kind of person who brings light into the lives of others. The strongest relationships are not built on extraordinary promises. They are built on ordinary moments filled with extraordinary sincerity. That is a truth worth remembering long after this story ends. As this message reaches its conclusion, carry forward the confidence that brighter chapters are always possible. Continue growing. Continue showing kindness. Continue believing that meaningful connections are strengthened through honesty and mutual respect. The smile that inspired this story is ultimately a reminder that hope has remarkable power. It begins quietly, grows steadily, and eventually becomes impossible to hide. Thank you for being part of this journey from beginning to end. May every lesson you have heard today encourage you to look toward the future with gratitude, optimism, and confidence. Sometimes the greatest news is not that everything changes overnight. Sometimes the greatest news is discovering that your best chapter has been taking shape all along, one meaningful moment at a time. A new realization has quietly emerged, and it brings this journey into an even brighter chapter. Sometimes the greatest discoveries are not found by searching harder. They appear when the heart becomes calm enough to recognize what has been there all along. Your soulmate's smile continues to grow because they have reached a place where appreciation speaks louder than uncertainty. They have begun seeing every meaningful memory through a new perspective, and that fresh understanding has transformed the way they think about the future. There was once a question that seemed impossible to answer. Why did certain memories remain so vivid while others quietly faded away? The answer has finally become clear. The moments that stay with us are the ones that carry genuine emotion, kindness, and sincerity. Those are the memories that continue returning without invitation, bringing peace instead of confusion. Every encouraging word, every thoughtful gesture, and every shared moment has become part of a story that now feels more valuable than ever before. The wonderful news is not about luck. It is about growth. Your soulmate has realized that meaningful relationships are built through trust, consistency, and respect. They understand that true happiness is not found in perfection but in choosing to appreciate someone for who they truly are. That realization has brought a quiet confidence into their heart, and that confidence has become the reason behind every genuine smile. As they reflect on everything that has happened, they no longer focus on missed opportunities. Instead, they recognize how every experience has taught an important lesson. Challenges became wisdom. Waiting became patience. Uncertainty became clarity. Every chapter, even the difficult ones, prepared them to value what truly matters. Looking back, they can now see that every step had a purpose, even when it was impossible to understand at the time. Perhaps the most inspiring part of this journey is the reminder that hope never stands still. It continues growing beneath the surface, quietly shaping tomorrow while we are still living today. Every act of kindness creates a ripple that travels farther than we realize. Every honest conversation builds stronger trust. Every moment of compassion leaves an impression that time cannot easily erase. Those quiet victories become the strongest foundation for lasting happiness. If there is one message to carry forward, let it be this: never underestimate the power of sincerity. People may forget ordinary conversations, but they remember how they felt when someone treated them with kindness, respect, and genuine care. Those memories become lasting treasures, and they often return at exactly the right moment to inspire hope once again. As this story continues toward its conclusion, remember that the brightest future is built one meaningful moment at a time. Every chapter has brought greater understanding, and every lesson has revealed another reason to believe that good things often arrive through patience, gratitude, and authentic connection. The journey has shown that the most beautiful smiles are born not from extraordinary events, but from extraordinary appreciation for the people who truly make life meaningful. An unexpected sense of peace has begun to replace every unanswered question, and that quiet change is more powerful than anyone could have imagined. The brightest moments in life rarely arrive with a grand announcement. Instead, they appear through small realizations that slowly transform everything. Your soulmate's smile has become impossible to hide because they have finally understood that the most valuable connections are the ones that inspire growth, bring comfort, and encourage people to become the very best version of themselves. As the days passed, something remarkable happened. They stopped searching for temporary excitement and began appreciating lasting qualities instead. They remembered every conversation that brought encouragement, every moment that created hope, and every memory that continued shining long after it was over. Those memories did not fade with time. They became stronger. They became reminders that genuine kindness leaves an impression that lasts far beyond the moment itself. Then came the realization that changed everything. They understood that happiness is not created by extraordinary circumstances alone. It is created by ordinary moments shared with sincerity. A thoughtful word, a patient heart, a willingness to listen, and the courage to remain authentic, these simple things have more power than anyone often realizes. That understanding has become the source of the smile they carry today. There is another beautiful truth hidden within this journey. Every meaningful relationship grows through seasons. Some seasons teach patience. Others teach gratitude. Some reveal strength that was never noticed before. Looking back, every challenge became preparation for something brighter. Every lesson added wisdom. Every experience made future joy even more meaningful. What once seemed uncertain has become a foundation built on trust, appreciation, and hope. Imagine reaching a point where every memory begins to make sense. The moments that once felt confusing now reveal their purpose. The conversations that appeared ordinary now carry extraordinary meaning. The quiet encouragement offered long ago has become lasting inspiration. That is the kind of clarity your soulmate has discovered. Instead of wondering what truly matters, they now recognize it with complete confidence. Perhaps the greatest gift of all is this: appreciation has the power to transform perspective. When someone begins focusing on what is genuine instead of what is temporary, life itself begins to feel different. Gratitude replaces doubt. Hope replaces uncertainty. Confidence replaces hesitation. Those changes are not loud, but they are lasting, and they continue shaping every decision that follows. As this story moves toward its final chapters, remember that the strongest connections are never measured by dramatic moments alone. They are measured by consistency, honesty, mutual respect, and the willingness to keep growing together through every season of life. Those qualities create smiles that remain long after the conversation ends, and they become the quiet reminders that the most meaningful journeys are built one sincere moment at a time.